Leah, I left my watch at home. What time is it?
I too left my watch at home. It's time for the Great Debate, baby.
If any of you have a really cool voice and want to record that for us, let us know.
We'd love to have something official.
Yeah, you know what I mean, exactly. So anyways, we're going to get to the great debate now. We're asking you, what is better or what would you prefer?
Okay.
Having a really small, I'm talking handful of good friends, or lots of people in your group, but they're all acquaintances. You get along, but they're not your close buddies.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with option one, door number one, small group of close-knit friends. I mean, that's what I have. That's my true situation. I'm not great with a bunch of acquaintances. Like I'm kind in a room full of people. I love talking with people.
Yes.
Like I will make acquaintances, but I would rather have that close-knit group of friends. I mean, I already don't have that many friends. So it's a good fit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think I do have a lot of acquaintances, but I prefer to keep my small group.
I like to keep a small circle. I mean, I think not even for any like, oh, you can't trust people, so you have to keep your circle small. Like I don't even think I don't even think it's that.
Yeah.
I think it's really just, I think it boils down to the fact that it's really hard to make friends as an adult.
So hard.
I think it's hard to make really deep connections as an adult, especially with new people. I think, you know, outside of sort of your romantic partner who you may meet later in life, like I think that's one of the strongest bonds that you build later in life. But I think especially when you start to have kids and a family and you have even less time to meet people and make those deep connections because you're all caught up in your small, close-knit circle.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think a lot of my close friends are still my friends from high school. So I met a few people that like, I would say the connection was deeper, and probably because we met on like a trip abroad. So, you know, when you're kind of like, I may or may not see these people again, so you kind of like, you start spilling in a way that you're like, I never even knew that I would just like say that to someone.
You just trauma dump.
You trauma dump.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. But we became really good friends and stayed in touch. Okay. We just don't live close, so we don't get to say, like, we don't get to do girl days or like just, hey, hang out, because they live a flight away.
Exactly. Yeah. I do know some people who they kind of prefer that more acquaintance group, because it's kind of, maybe they see it as like, I know some people who kind of see it as marketing. Like it's good to have friends in all different types of friends. Again, we're not talking friends, more just acquaintances. And they're cool to go get coffee with or something. But like you said, I think I'm an emotional person, if you guys haven't caught on yet. So I need someone I know, like, trust. I have a really small group of core girl friends. I think too, as you were saying, sorry, it's harder to make friends when you're older. I think it's also harder to maintain friendships when you're older.
I think so.
Like, I feel like there's people who I love. It's like, if I'm home.
Everyone's tired.
Yeah, everyone's tired. Or it's like, you know how close I am. I have like 7 nieces and 4 siblings. Like, I want to hang out with them and my parents or my friends, you know?
Well, and that's like, I mean, there are so many jokes on social media about like the older sister that has no friends and the youngest sister that has a bunch of friends.
Yes.
And that's so me and her, that like, she's my best friend. I mean, we grew up so close with one another. So I'm always like, hey, do you want to hang out?
Yes.
And she's like, I'm hanging out with my actual friends.
Exactly. My mom always says.
And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, my mom always, her thing has always been, do you want 4 quarters or 100 pennies? And I'm like, who wants to carry around 100 pennies? 4 quarters is the way to go.
I do think the people that tend to prefer the lots of acquaintances, either, I think it's easier to manage in a lot of ways. I do think because you don't have to worry about those deep emotional connections, you don't have to worry about friends calling you in the middle of the night with a problem and wanting you to help them solve it, because that can be, it's tricky. Sometimes it's whether it's because you don't want to give them bad advice, or you don't know how to deliver a harder truth to some of your friends too, that like if they don't want to hear something about themselves and you're like, well, I know why you're having problems.
You stink. Yeah.
And it's because of the XYZ personality trait. And it's just like, it can be messy when you have close-knit groups of friends.
That's a good point. I think maybe if you're just not really that emotional person, you're living your best life with all your acquaintances. But I would like to hear an opposing view, because you know, I had a feeling we would agree on this one.
I think so.
Because, you know, we like value that those deep friendships. But yeah, let us know what you guys think on social media, or you can email us if you want, whatever. That's right. We're around we're everywhere, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Cool. And we read those emails, so
yeah, we do. Please.
What you're thinking. But
yes.
We do have a little bit more CoastLife to get to. Paige and I are heading up north today, so we'll touch on that when we get back.